Hey everyone, welcome to Draw Something. This is week 15 of me doing this live drawing by request stream. Feeling pretty good about it. Um, my name's Andy, and for the next couple hours I'm going to be here drawing by request or just drawing whatever I feel like. Got my paper right here and my pencil, so I'm just going to be drawing whatever I feel like. But the fun here is that you can, if you're streaming tonight on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, if you're on Twitch watching this, you can just drop a request in the chat, and I'll a request for me to draw something in the chat, and I will draw it here on the paper. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you can request it in the comments, or make a request in the comments, and I'll draw it. Without any further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and start. Hey, BNat on Twitch, how you doing tonight? Great to see you here. Alright, so to start it off, I'm going to do something of my own. I was brainstorming before I started streaming about what I would start the show with. Gonna just draw something random. So I'm going to start out by drawing a guitar. Let me see here. Alright, so drawing the body of the guitar first. Looks like that needs to be put a little bit lower. Drawing the neck. I'm sketching it out before I draw it solid. That's what I usually like to do. It's easier to erase sketch marks than full-on pencil marks. This neck is looking a little skinny. Okay, go ahead and draw the tuning keys. I think that's what they're called. So we got a 6th string right here. Add a little more detail here. Alright, so got the guitar here. So the next part of the drawing is gonna have the guitar doing something kind of unorthodox. Usually you'd see a guitar, you know, making music or being played by someone. I've decided I'm gonna have this guitar sew. This is gonna be a sewing guitar. So let me I drew a table here, so I'm gonna go ahead and Then add a sewing machine on top of the table. Make that needle a little bit longer. Go ahead and just kind of tentatively draw its arms and hands here. Oh, looks like I got a request from BNat here on Twitch. The Grasshopper riding Remy like on Neverending Story, and the Cactus is in the background sword fighting the angry scorpion. That is a great request. I will get right on that. Alright, clean sheet of paper. Pencil, here we go. Yes, a couple weeks ago, BNat requested I draw, actually, was this, this was, I guess this was 2 weeks ago. He requested I draw his dog Remy having a drink in the pool, or having a drink by a pool, or out of a pool with his grasshopper friend. And the request he made the previous week before that was a cool cactus, so he requested I put the cool cactus in the background. So now we got tonight's request, which is going to feature Remy and the grasshopper once again, and the cool cactus once again. Alright, so let me go ahead and get this started. Remember the last time I made the grasshopper? I'm going to actually use a reference pic for the grasshopper this time. I've felt really self-conscious about doing reference pics because I feel like it's potentially lazy, but I think there are certain cases where I think it'll probably look a lot better if I use a reference pic. So let me go ahead and just look up a picture of a grasshopper here so I can have a good idea of what I'm drawing. Thank you, BNat. Alright, so let's go ahead and start this. Gonna start with the grasshopper's head. Got his body. He's got big old back legs, while his front legs or arms, whatever you want to call them, are significantly smaller. I'll draw those in just a second. Let me move that leg over a little bit. There we go. Ah, Nutter Butter Bone in Remy's mouth. Nice touch, BNat. so I got the legs. Let me go ahead and get the wings now. Alright, and there we go. Go ahead and draw his antenna here. Antennae. Alright. Alright, got the grasshopper traced out. Hey Tommy, how you doing? I fully expect another ridiculous request tonight. Keep the streak going. Alright, so I got that, and then we go ahead and draw Remy as I think it's Falcor is the name of the flying beast from Neverending Story. I've never seen the movie. It's still on my list of movies to watch. Hey, Marky Mark 1, Planetary 121. Good to see you here. Alright, good. I was right about Falcor being the name. He's the luck dragon. Alright, I didn't even realize that was his species. I was gonna just say the flying dog, which just shows how completely out of touch I am with that franchise. I am a sucker for 80s movies, so I feel like I would probably like Neverending Story if I watched it. I haven't gotten around to it yet. Trying to draw Remy the dog here. Go ahead and have his tongue hanging out, as dogs often do. Have his arms stretched out. Or legs, I guess. Dogs don't really have arms, they have legs. Planetary 121, I see what you did there. Did Falcor have wings by any chance? I need to look this up. Looks like that's a no. No, no wings. Okay. I'm going to make a modification to the Grasshopper here. Seems rather passive, just sitting here with his legs all just down on all fours, or all six, I guess. Gonna have his arms up in the air like he's actually like enjoying himself. There we go. That looks more. That's more like it. Planetary 121, that sounds about right. I was just looking at pictures of him a minute ago. That description fits. Oh, and I just remembered BNat actually requested to put a bone in Remy's mouth, so I guess maybe the tongue thing won't necessarily work with that. We go ahead and change that here. And he wanted a Nutter Butter bone, so let's go. Maybe I'll make his mouth a little bit, have his mouth closed a little more. Alright. There we go. Just putting it out there, I am definitely a Nutter Butter fan. I'm a fan of most things that involve peanut butter. I'll eat peanut butter straight out of the jar, honestly. Alright, so let me see. Okay, so the other part of this drawing, I got the Grasshopper riding on Remy the dog, like Falcor. And the cactus is supposed to be, the cool cactus is supposed to be in the background, sword fighting the angry scorpion. I think since this is happening up in the sky, I'll go ahead and put them on a cloud. I'll just tentatively draw a cloud platform here. I think first I'm going to go ahead and start tracing over what I've already gotten sketched out. Alright, go ahead and get the eyes. Hey, Dream Bean on YouTube. Sure, let me go ahead and add that to my list. Alright, let me see here. Kazuya Mishima from Tekken. Alright, I'll do that next, after I finish this one. Planetary 121, that is correct. Not a big drinker. I don't drink alcohol, beer or otherwise. Just personal taste. It's just not for me. But peanut butter, I can go for some peanut butter anytime. All right. Marky Mark Law, it's all yours. Yeah, the only beverages I have in my fridge right now are milk and several bottles of vitamin water. That's my beverage of choice when I'm at home. Though I can't go over a good root beer every now and then. Alright, so drawing the Nutter Butter here. The Nutter Butter Bone. Hey, Rose Rebel 99, awesome to see you. How are you doing tonight? Alright, so let me go ahead and... Planetary 121, I'm sure I've had both of those at least once, but it's been so long that I can't really remember much about them. The two best root beers I can think of that I've had are and that I can remember are, there's a restaurant in Tacoma by the Tacoma Mall called BJ's that makes their own sodas, and they had I tried their root beer and it was really good. A&W, I've had it out of the can and even out of the bottle, and it's just kind of meh. Having it straight out of the fountain at one of their restaurants, though, is really, really good. That is some legit root beer. I think that's what root beer is really supposed to taste like. When you put it in a can, it just kind of loses a lot of that extra bite that it should have. Ends up coming out a little bland, in my opinion. But usually I end up having, if I go out to a restaurant, I'll get Barks or Mug. And they're fine. There's a BJ's at the South Center Mall. Cool. I haven't been to South Center since about 10 years ago. Went there to see a movie. I didn't really get a full look at it because we were in a rush to get into the theater. I just remember going there, having not been there in probably 10 plus years, and being shocked at how big it had gotten. I remember when I was a little kid in the 90s, it was just a single-story mall, or I think it was just a single-story mall. Came there in 2012, and it was like it was like 3 stories high. Or at least it was at least a double-story mall, which was just so strange to me. Hey, Emily, how are you doing tonight? Great to see you again. Alright, so right now I'm drawing the grasshopper. Thank you so much, Emily. I'm really glad you've been enjoying them. I appreciate your comments so much. It's Planetary 121. Let me just read your comment here. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think I might very vaguely remember that theater from back in the 90s. Well, oh, but it was separated from the mall. It was in the northwest corner of the parking lot. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, my memory is pretty fuzzy. I was only, what, 6 or 7? Emily, you're too kind. If you want to make a request, I've got this one that I'm currently working on and one other one. Right now, I'm drawing a request for my friend BNat on Twitch. This is his dog Remy. He wanted to see him with his grasshopper friend flying on him like Falcor from Neverending Story. And I'm gonna draw another cool thing here on this cloud in the corner here in a minute. Just gonna finish up on the grasshopper and the dog first. And I was commenting earlier that I'd never seen Neverending Story. And it wasn't one I saw as a kid, and I wasn't born yet in the 80s, so I obviously didn't see it in the theater. Mark, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've eaten at that Bahama Breeze a couple times. So that used to be the theater, okay. Yeah, for some weird reason I was thinking it was built into the actual mall instead of just being off to the side. But I was really so young at the time, I'm not surprised that my memory was off. Oh, Emily, I'm glad you're enjoying the stickers. And Planetary 121, I think I remember it being decent too. It has to have been like at least 10 years since I last ate there. Alright, I think I've got the dog. I think I've got Remy and the Grasshopper just about done here. Go ahead and add a couple spots to the dog. And then I'll go ahead and start on part 2 of this drawing. Emily, yeah, I was saying it'd probably be up my alley. I like movies. I also like, I actually do kind of have a soft spot for 80s movies. I like that. I like watching those movies and getting sent back to a time before I was born. It's always pretty cool. So I think I would definitely like it. I keep not getting around to watching it. I don't think I've ever seen it available on Netflix or any of the streaming services I have access to, so it's just not one I've had immediate access to. Okay, let's see here. B-Net, I'm glad you're liking it so far. Okay, so what I'm going to have here is a cool cactus who's starred in a couple of the drawings I've done so far on this show. Sword fighting against an angry scorpion. So I'm going to try to figure out the cactus's pose while he's sword fighting. Alright. Alright, so he's got a sword in his hand, his arm, I guess his arm, his limb, whatever the equivalent of that is. Let me see here. Go ahead and make the cloud a little bit bigger so he's not floating off of it. Thank you, Emily. It was awesome to see you here. Have a great rest of your night. After a while, crocodile. Alright, so I got the cactus here. He's got to have his cool shades on. It's a trademark of the cool cactus. Cool TM. I gotta draw the scorpion. looking at the drawing I did a couple weeks ago with the scorpion, just to make sure I'm getting the design right. Alright, ready to start tracing this over here. So yeah, I got the cool cactus with its cool shades. It's got a cool backwards hat on. And, you know, you think that, when you're in a big epic sword fight that you'd be, like, really, you know, teeth bare, just going, but this is one super cool cactus, so he just kind of has his mouth open. It's just like he's just kind of like he's chilling while he's just swinging the sword around. Just he's chill. No real expression. No. He's chill. He's chill like that. The scorpion he's fighting is decidedly not chill, but I'll get to that more in a second. So I'm going to go ahead and have the scorpion's tail in front of the sword. There we go. It's a pretty minor difference, but looks better to me. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, the scorpion here is taking this fight pretty dang seriously. He's letting his emotions fly. He's got his teeth bared. Yeah, basically that. Meanwhile, Cactus is still just, you know, kind of just chill. He's swinging his sword expertly. He's, I guess you could say he's such an expert at it, he just can, you know, do it without even thinking about it. Wow, Cool Cactus has actually gotten a lot of character development since he first appeared on the show. His first appearance, he was eating spicy ramen noodles. So apparently he likes spicy ramen noodles, and he also is an expert sword fighter. Or is the word sword? Is it sword fighting or sword fighter or fencer? I guess it's sword. It's sword fighter. I know that fencing is another term for sword fighting, but I don't know if the word fencer is the correct term for that. Sorry, I'm just rambling. Yeah, he's an expert sword fighter. Chances are we'll probably be learning even more about this cactus in the future. He'll keep probably showing up in more drawings. Alright, so I got all those little spines here. Now I'm going to draw the sound effect for the cactus's sword and the scorpion's tail clanging against each other. Clang. And I think that'll do. Maybe I'll go ahead and just, there's a lot of extra space here. I might go ahead and just draw a couple castle towers here. So yeah, just drawn just an extra little detail of my own. Got kind of a classic fairy tale style castle here that they're flying past or flying over. Alright, just add a few little extra details here. Just go ahead and add a flag here to top it off. Just have it be like a have a crown and a shield. With a couple of shields, or a couple of swords crossed behind it. Let me go ahead and make the flag a little bit bigger here so I can draw that in. There we go. Another thing from there, I'm just going to go ahead and draw some clouds and stars to just flesh the rest of this out. Hey, Gummy Dog 67090 or 6790 AJ on YouTube. How you doing? Cool. I think I remember from last week that you're turning 12 next week. I'm just going to go ahead and draw an extra couple of hills here. I don't know. For some reason I'm just liking adding a few extra details to the background. Make the scene feel a little more complete. But I think I'm just about done here. Yeah, okay, I'm good. So this was for BNat on Twitch. See, 6/16/21. Can you draw a puppy cuddling with his mom? Gummy Dog, I can do that. Let me add that to my list. Alright. Alright, it's on the list. I'll get to that request soon, Gummy Dog. Let me go ahead and bring up the full view of this drawing for BNat. So yeah, we got BNat's dog Remy, and his grasshopper friend is riding on him like Falcor from Neverending Story. Meanwhile, you got this cool cactus and this scorpion sword fighting here on this cloud in the background. And then just on my own accord, I added a castle here and a couple of hills and some clouds and stars to flesh the rest of the scene out. But yeah, there you go, BNat. Glad you like it. Alright, so the next request I got on my list is for Dream Bean on YouTube, who wanted me to draw Kazuya Mishima from Tekken. I'm guessing that's a video game. Let me go ahead and look that up here. Was it Kazuya Mishima Tekken? Alright. Alright. Looks like he's alright, so he's a big burly fighting dude. It's the image I'm looking at is pretty hyper detailed. I'll try to do my best to translate that into my style. Go ahead and start with his head. Oh, Gummy Dog, Happy Tree Friends. That's a series I haven't watched in a long time. Used to have lots of laughs watching that back in the day. Let me see here. Just making sure I'm getting the details right. Hold on a second here. Good evening, DJ Mike Brady. Great to see you here. How are you doing tonight? DJ Mike Brady, right now I'm drawing the character Kazuya Mishima from Tekken as a request for Dream Bean on YouTube. It's another video game character I've never heard of until now. And he's the images I found of him online are drawn in a super hyper-realistic style, so I'm trying my best to translate that into my much simpler drawing style. Seems to be going okay so far. So I guess he's got these, what is this, like 13, no, he's got these 10 shiny circles on his boxing glove. Those are some interesting emotes, DJ Mike Brady. What are those? Are those like jesters or elves? I can't quite tell from here. They're really small. go ahead and just doing the both arms, both hands up in the air. Oh, okay, I see. Cool. Alright, so let me see here. So these are fingerless gloves, from the looks of it. I'll go ahead and work on drawing the rest of his body here. Alright, sketching out his feet. Alright. Go ahead and start tracing him over. He's got his hair pointing up, like so. Gummy Dog, which Happy Tree friend is Flippy? I can't remember. It's been too long. I want to have some like really big beefy arms here. At least beefy here at the end. You know, a little skinnier as they go. But at the like at the near the shoulder, they're like super beefy. Got these 10 shining circles on his glove. Alright, draw the rest of his shirt there. I'll go ahead and draw his shorts, which have been torn up a bit, as you can see. Never mind. Decided not to include that detail. He's got some sandals on his feet. Alright, go ahead and add the big finishing touch here, that being the pupils for his eyes. And I want to move that pupil a little more to the left. And I think that'll do it. It does look like there's supposed to be a little extra thing on his glove. It's supposed to be like a belt loop. Alright, I think that'll do. So, alright, that was for Dream Bean on YouTube. And it is Kazuya Mishima from the video game Tekken. Alright, date it, initial it. Let me go ahead and bring up the full view. So yeah, just a big, beefy fighting guy. He's got his hair sticking straight up in a point. He's got these pretty snazzy looking fingerless gloves with these 10 shiny diamonds or shiny circles on the back. He's got little belts to hold him in place. He's got big beefy arms and beefy legs, and he's got sandals on his feet. There you go. Dream Bean, if you're still watching, I hope you like it. Mark and Marquois, just drop a request in the chat on Twitch. Whenever you have a request ready. I just got one other request here that's been waiting. It's for Gummy Dog on YouTube. She wanted to see a puppy cuddling with her mom, or with his mom. His or her mom. His mom. And yes, Gummy Dog. I remember that it did look very much like Happy Tree Friends does look very much like a kids show, but it's definitely not intended for kids. All right. So puppy cuddling with his mom. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and draw the Alright, so I'm drawing the sketching out the mother dog with her little puppy. Gummy Dog, yeah, at the time I did initially think it was a kid's show. It definitely had that look to it, and it didn't take long for me to realize it was certainly not a kid's show. Alright, I think I'm ready to start tracing this over here. I'm just tracing over the puppy right now. His mother's got her paw around him. Alright. I think that'll... Okay, just gotta draw the tail here. We add some spots to give the dogs a little more detail. All right. I'm going to go ahead and draw a little more of a scene around them. This is pretty, really basic. Usually like to have a little more detail with my drawings. Let me go ahead and draw like a... I'll have them laying on a mat to start off. Don't have to have the mat sitting outside on a patch of grass. Wow. And on a grassy lawn. With a doghouse off here to the side. Go ahead and try that again here. Alright, so yeah, drawing a little doghouse here in the background. Alright, there we go. Hold on, let me erase that. I decided not to go that route. Let me go ahead and have the horizon line right here. Then have a fence here in the background. Rose Rebel, I was wondering the same thing myself. I didn't want to put a bunch of pressure on him, but I do remember him saying he wanted to make a request, and it's been a little while. All right. So we go ahead and draw the fence. Fence has seen better days. It's got a fair number of cracks in it. The wood's kind of eroded down a bit. Oh, I see that Tommy on YouTube has entered his latest epic request. Can you draw the Sailor Moon Scouts as dogs with candy powers, with Sailor Moon being a corgi with Butterfinger powers facing off against a giant zombie broccoli monster in a crystal cave? Tommy, you keep doing this to me. I'll mentally prepare myself to draw that while I finish doing this current drawing. I'm gonna need a few minutes to get my mind ready to do that. Oh boy. Yeah, Tommy, that's gonna get harder with each week, isn't it? adding some extra detail here to the fence posts. Gummy Dog, I do not. Alright. Gonna just add a few more little things here. Go ahead and just draw a basketball lying off in the grass. Just adding some more grass details here. Then I think we'll just top it off with some stars over the fence. Alright, I think that'll do. So that was for Gummy Dog 6790 AJ on YouTube. Gonna date it, initial it, and bring up the full view. So she wanted to see a puppy cuddling with his mom. So I drew that, gave the puppy some spots. Let me add some spots to the puppy here too. I decided to expand it a little further. They're lying on a mat in a backyard. You can see a doghouse here in the background. There's also a fence in the background. Got a random basketball just lying here in the grass. And yeah, there you go. Pretty simple, but let me make sure that I have it so that you can see the whole picture, or most of it anyway. Alright. Yeah, so Gummy Dog, thank you for the request. And Marky Mark Wah, I think that's a perfectly rational reason to take extra time to request. And speaking of requests, I got Tommy on YouTube has made his latest massive epic request that kind of scares me thinking about it. Alright, so let me go ahead and see here. So the Sailor Moon Scouts as dogs with candy powers with Sailor Moon being a corgi. That's one of the two consistent trends with Tommy's request. And here's the second one. The corgi has Butterfinger powers. Butterfinger is the other recurring theme. Facing off against a giant zombie broccoli monster in a crystal cave. Alright, well, no time like the present. Let's get on this. Alright. Okay. Alright, so we got so the Sailor Moon Scouts, so Sailor Moon, or the one that's supposed to be Sailor Moon, has Butterfinger powers. So let me see. I guess the other one would be can have one that's got M&M powers. And maybe I have a third one that's got come on, brain. Think. Marky Mark, I just saw your request on the screen. I'll get to it in just a second. Alright, so we got Butterfinger powers, M&M powers. It should not be this difficult to think of another candy. Let me see. Go ahead and do Jelly Bean powers. I think I'll probably just stick with 3 scouts just to not overcrowd the scene. Alright, Marky Mark Wah. Let me see here. My favorite karaoke cousin in his signature Hawaiian Aloha shirt and Seahawks cap, up on stage at Sanctuary Live next to DJ John Robinson, singing to the partygoers, with those watching on Twitch sending emotes flying across the screen. Man, you're really pulling out the big guns tonight. Just typing this all up here on my list. Alright, got your request added to the list, Mark. And for now, let me go ahead and do Tommy's big old request. Alright. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and start with the zombie broccoli monster just to get the ball rolling. Marky Mark, John has got on the control deck. Noted. So I need to rub my eraser out a little bit. There we go. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is the giant zombie broccoli monster is going to have spider legs. And of course, you gotta have a big old bite taken out of the broccoli. Hold on a second. Let me redo that. There we go. Oof. Rose Rebel, I'm kind of inclined to agree. I'm almost feeling a bit overwhelmed, I'm not going to lie. But I'll do it. Alright, so I got the broccoli monster sketched out enough, so I'll go ahead and start drawing the Sailor Doggy Scouts. Alright, so the main one's going to be have Butterfinger powers, of course. And the other two are going to have M&M powers and Jelly Bean powers. So let me go ahead and draw our main Sailor Corgi Scout. Hold on. Let me go ahead and let me look up the Sailor Scout design really quick. Oh yeah, so he should have a bow on his front. her firing Butterfingers. Magically summoned out of thin air, of course. I'll even show a couple of them in a minute. I'll show them exploding in chocolatey, crispy, crunchy goodness. Inflicting an undisclosed amount of damage, of course. Alright, draw a couple little sparkly things there. Alright, now I'll go ahead and draw the second Doggy Sailor Scout. Alright, draw a little bow there. Draw the skirt. Alright, so I said we're going to have an M&M's one. This is going to be the M&M's one. I draw some more magical sparkly things there. Alright, 2 down, 1 to go. Let's draw our third Doggy Scout. This one I'm just going to draw from the back. This is going to be a pretty traditional, standard dog design for me. The thing it reminds me the most of probably is Gromit from Wallace and Gromit. Just the way the ears are. Alright, this one's going to be firing jelly beans. This broccoli monster's getting hit with 3 different flavors of weapon all at once. He's going down. Alright, let me see, is there anything else I'm missing here? Alright, so the fight is taking place in a crystal cave, so let me go ahead and add some crystals here to make the setting more crystallized, you could say. Alright, just drawing several crystals here to make sure that this is a certified TM crystal cave. Tommy, legend has it, that is true. Alright, I think I've done enough sketching. Let's go ahead and start tracing over this behemoth of a drawing. Alright, so we'll start with the broccoli monster's eyes. Kind of give him a flame shape. Got the pupils here. Or the irises, the pupils are going to be right here. There we go. Alright, got a jelly bean right here, obscuring his mouth partly. He's got lots of little teeth lining his mouth. Alright, drawing a little explosion. Going to be drawing some explosions here to signify the candy weapons hitting their target. Alright, gonna add a jelly, trace over more of these jelly beans. Because I'm not gonna actually, I'll probably just be, before, I would typically finish drawing one thing before starting drawing another thing. I'll probably just kind of alternate between different parts of the drawing until I get it all traced over. Alright, so we got these magic sparkles here as Sailor Corgi causes these Butterfingers to magically appear out of thin air. Alright, these ears aren't quite fuzzy enough. Let me go ahead and redraw those lines to be a little more fuzzy. There we go. Alright, draw the bow. That'll do. Alright, sorry if I'm not talking a whole lot right now. I'm just really focused on this. I'm going to go ahead and draw a couple of little leaves on the legs. Tommy, I'm glad you're liking it so far. All right. For those who just tuned in, if you're wondering what this insanity is I'm drawing right now, this is a request for Tommy on YouTube. He wanted to see the Sailor Scouts, as in Sailor Moon, the Sailor Scouts as dogs, with candy powers, finding a giant broccoli zombie monster in a crystal cave. So that's currently what I'm working on here. It's Tommy has made some pretty big epic requests on the show, and I think this is easily the biggest he's ever. This is the biggest request he's done yet. Oh, you know what? I just had an idea. Maybe to signify that this is indeed a zombie monster. Gonna go and have a little bit of its brain showing here. Alright, think I'm getting pretty close to done here, actually. Got the Sailor Scouts drawn. Just need to finish drawing the scenery. All the crystals. Just drawing some crystals. Alright, just gonna draw this big opening here in the background behind the monster. Let's see, is there anything else I can do? Probably just add a few more crystals to the background. Just adding some cave-like texture to the floor. And then I think I'll finally be done. Alright, yeah, I think that'll do it. And I just realized, I didn't even leave myself enough space to, write, Tommy's name down. I'll go ahead and fix that here. Alright, so, this was for Tommy on YouTube. We date it and initial it. And I'll bring up the full view. So, what we have here is the 3 Sailor Scouts as dogs. We got a Corgi here that has Butterfinger powers, so she's forming Butterfinger bars out of thin air and launching them at this giant zombie broccoli monster. You got this second Scout over here that's creating jelly beans out of midair or thin air and firing them at the same monster. And then we got this Sailor Scout that has M&M powers, firing at the monster. And it's all taking place inside a crystal cave. And also the broccoli has a bite taken out of it. You can see its brains because it's a zombie, and that just seemed like an appropriate detail to add. And that right there is Tommy's request for this week. Holy cow. Marky Mark Wah on Twitch requested I draw something. I'm not sure if he's still watching. Marky Mark, if you're still watching right now, give me a shout in the chat. Normally on this show, I usually wrap up around 9:15, which is right around now. So I was kind of thinking Marky Mark's had another really big request that was probably going to take a good amount of time. I'm wondering if maybe I should go ahead and push that back to next week's show. Just end it here. But again, I'm going to wait a minute for Marky Mark to respond in the chat and see if he what his thoughts are. I think in the meantime, though, since I got a minute, I'll go ahead and do a recap of the drawings I've done tonight. Let me go ahead and bring up the full view. DJ Mike Brady, okay. Sure, I can do it off camera. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Sure. So yeah, like I said, I'll go ahead and do a recap like I usually do at the end of my stream. Alright, let me see here. So, we got this request for BNat. He wanted to see his dog Remy and his grasshopper friend flying on him like Falcor from the Neverending Story. Remy has a Nutter Butter bone in his mouth. And in the background, you got a Marky Mark. It's not so much about breaking rules. It's just about how late you want to stay up watching. I could go ahead and do it now if you really want me to. All right. So in the background here, we got a cool cactus with a backwards hat and shades. Sunglasses, sword fighting with a scorpion. And then I added in a castle and hills in the background. So that was the first drawing I did. That was the first request I did tonight. Second request I did was for Dream Bean on YouTube. He wanted to see, I'm going to have to look at the name again, Kazuya Mishima from the video game Tekken. Just a big, beefy fighting guy. He's got some pretty cool looking gloves. He's got his hair shooting straight up in a point. He's got some sandals and some ripped shorts. That was my own personal touch. That wasn't in any of the pictures of him I saw and looked up. I just added those on my own. Next up for Gummy Dog 6790 AJ on YouTube, I have she wanted to see a puppy cuddling with his mother, so I drew those, and I also put them on a mat in a grassy yard. I added in a doghouse here in the background, a fence in the background, and kind of just a random basketball lying there in the grass. So that was a good request. And the one that I just finished doing is for Tommy on YouTube. It's three Doggy Sailor Scouts fighting off a giant zombie broccoli monster in a crystal cave. Each of the Sailor Scouts have candy powers. This one has Butterfinger powers, so she's shooting Butterfingers at the monster. This one's shooting jelly beans at the monster, and this one is shooting M&Ms at the monster. And it's all happening in a cave that's all filled with crystals. The zombie broccoli monster has its brain showing here. It's got a big bite taken out of its head. So yeah, that was a heck of a request, Tommy. Man. Alright, so, now I just gotta decide on how yeah. I think I'll go ahead and do Marky Mark's request off camera. I'll probably do it tomorrow. But I will definitely get started on that. DJ Mike Brady, I think you're right. That that last request was that was a doozy. Let me go ahead and see if there's a raid target I can go ahead and raid. Alright. Looks like Meg Animation is live right now. I just raided her last week. I'll probably, guess you could probably go ahead and raid her again this week. Marky Mark, I thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Yeah, this was quite a show. This was week 15, and man, Tommy really brought out the big guns for week 15. And you did too. I think I'll just do this. I'll do your request off the camera, but I will be sure to get it done. And yeah, at this point I'm just kind of rambling, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, I'll be. This will just be the end of the show. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm gonna send you over to Meg Animation. She's a artist who works in the animation industry. I rated her last week. She seems really cool. So I'll just go ahead and rate her again. Thank you everyone who watched and tuned in and made requests. I really appreciate you all showing up and participating. Have a great night, everyone. Take care.